Some days I sit in sorrow and just think about the fact that for the remainder of my days, I will never, ever watch a show that was as good as seasons 1 through 4 of Game of Thrones. Shoot, I don't even think I'll be able to watch a show that's as good as seasons 5 and 6 of Game of Thrones. We don't talk about 7 and 8. But I've never been more invested in a piece of media in my entire life. The way that I was invested in Game of Thrones when it was airing, and I'm not one of the people who just watched it after it was finished on like HBO or whatever. No. I was watching it as it was airing. I remember waiting for the new episode to come out every week. I was so invested in Game of Thrones that like I would go on YouTube and I was young at the time. I was like in high school, middle school, so I had the time. I would spend hours just watching Game of Thrones theory videos. It's like, man, like how's this gonna happen? Da 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 da. I was there for the Red Wedding. I watched it. I watched it live. I watched it live. I was there for the Game of Thrones Red Wedding. I was there for Hardhome. I was there for the Battle of the Bastards. I was there for Chaos is a Ladder. I was there for all of it. I was there. And there'll never be another television show nearly as good as Game of Thrones. And not only will there never be another television show nearly as good as Game of Thrones, there will never be another television show that I believe I will ever be that invested in again, even if it's good. I loved Game of Thrones so much. I remember I used to watch them YouTube videos. It was this bar somewhere, I don't know. I forgot what the bar was called, but there was this bar where all these people would come together every Sunday and they would watch Game of Thrones at the bar and they would post their reactions of Game of Thrones that week. I watched all those videos. I sit in sorrow when I realized that feeling I'll never have again. It's gone. It's gone.